Video blog.
Hey guys, this is Tim from Twice Circled, and hopefully I am back in what is a much more stable build of Megaquarium. Some cool new things as well to show, so yeah, let's make this one a good one. So firstly, let's reconnect this tank, because it shouldn't break now when they feed all this Atlantic pollock. We've got some other cool stuff. We've got, so I can't remember if I showed you guys this, but you got like rubbish, right? The guests can drop rubbish. Now in the last game, I realized while recording that I didn't actually have a broom stand, which is what your guys need if they're going to clean it up. Now I shouldn't really put this out on the show floor, but I'm just going to, because it will speed up the process of showing it to you. Let's get Dante. He's our cleaning guy. Bring him over here. Actually, he's already got... This will be interesting. I think if I drop him next to... Yeah, that's it. You see, normally he would just carry on feeding, but because I've given him a higher priority on cleaning, he will now actually change what he's doing. And because I dropped him right near here, he should do this task. So what he'll go and do is he's going to go grab this broom, and that broom now acts just like the toolkit, right? And it's like basically a special item that you need to do a certain type of task. So now he's going to go back to feeding. So that's pretty cool. And the other thing I've changed is I've changed the way that caves and plants and rocks work. I've realized that actually they're quite fun, right? They're really surprisingly, in a way, satisfying part of the game, satisfying those requirements for your animals. And I had looked into a lot more complicated interactions between the animals, but what I realized is actually what was more fun, in my opinion, was you got some complicated stuff coming up later in terms of what animals can go together, because we're going to unlock like crustaceans and corals and all this sort of stuff, but actually, that basic thing of like this animal needs this many plants, this animal needs this much cave, this animal needs this much rock was fun. But I thought it needed a bit more extension because you've kind of seen everything it had to offer right from the beginning of the game. So now what we have is we've got this number attached to a requirement. It's a good example with the reef squirrelfish here. What's this, a shoaler? Yeah. So that they, some larger fish especially, and more advanced fish, will have a larger number attached to their requirements. Let's just have a little look at this. So for example here, these yellow tangs, right, they need only just one plant requirement. The schooling bannerfish, however, need two. Now instead of it just being like all of your animals need to have, any animal that likes plants needs 4 plants. Instead you actually add them all together. And it kind of makes sense, because if you think about it, if you had a humongous tank, all of the animals aren't going to be able to just share the same 4 plants. So basically it now scales with size as well as number of animal. So here it totals it up for us, and actually it's quite nice now. I'm starting to work a little bit on the kind of usability stuff. It totals it up and actually shows us on this tank. It also shows us here with a little red thing so you can tell when something's wrong. So these are our very first plant. I think I'm going to actually knock these down to 1 to make it so there's a bit more of a sort of scaling up. But right now it's 2, and we need to get up to a total of 15. Now it's not going to be too hard if I'm honest, because these are worth 1. But see, what the idea is, as we're going to add more of these plants, so maybe like have 10 different plants in the game. Maybe not that many, but... and they'll do different sizes, different costs, and they'll have different kind of counts in terms of what they offer you what they give your tank in terms of plant count. So these are 3 instead of 2, which is quite a big difference, right? It's 50% more per tile. These are both just 1 tile, but this one can only go in deep tanks. So this is probably the first one you're going to unlock, so it's pretty good, but it can only go in deep tanks. But then later you're just going to get ones which just, I don't know, they've got more foliage, so they offer you more plants per tile, but they're just going to cost a lot more. So there's always going to be a reason to use these ones when you can, because they're so much cheaper. I mean, look at the difference between these two. This one's almost 3 times the amount. But this is a deep tank, so we can actually put a couple of these in. And there we go, we've done it. We've even got a bit of space. If we wanted to put a cave in there for a cave-liking animal, we could, but we don't need to do that right now. Same for the caves down here. Now, look at our cute little starfish. One's kind of burying himself in the sand. So these cuckoo wrasse, these guys like caves. Now they're actually, semi-advanced animal. They start off at size 5, but they will need more. And I made the decision to not make these requirements change with size because I thought that was just a little bit too much. Let me know what you think in the comments. I thought it was enough that their size was changing, that you didn't also have to go back and like make sure that all of these numbers were right. But anyway, so these guys are going to grow in size, which is partly why they need size 3 cave each. So we're going to have to add some more caves here. And it's really simple because the UI just kind of pops up and tells you. You don't even need to open this stuff, right? All I have to do is satisfy this requirement. I'm adding some more caves. Now later what we're going to do is similar to these bulk kelp, you're going to have a tool cave. Like imagine like a column with a load of little hidey holes in these little kind of caves kind of dug into the surface of this sort of cylindrical column that could fill, you know, could be quite tall, and it could be like a 2x2 rather than this which is like a 2x1 with a kind of little corner shape. It was kind of a 2x2 with a, you know, you can build here. Anyway, so imagine this big tool thing which has more slots in it for the caves, and therefore that would offer, instead of this which is offering 5, maybe it offers you 10. So it's kind of putting in a little bit of this sort of progression stuff, which actually is pretty fun. It feels nice when you unlock this thing and you're like, oh cool, now I can actually put loads more different stuff together in a tank. Because right, I could have done this one just by filling it with the cheapest, crappiest plant, but then where's my space in my cave, right? Or my rocks, because something's going to need rocks as well. So unlocking those new decorations feels like it opens up much more possibilities. It allows you to do a much more sort of like varied tank, right? Lots of different animals, and that already has advantages in terms of the prestige it earns. So and something else which I'll talk about in a little bit. Actually, I'll talk about that right now. So this other thing which is cool is I've realized that one of the ways that we can encourage players to put lots of different animals together is going to be through little side quests. So I've now got a side quest system in the game. Unfortunately, it's not in this build properly. Well, it is, but I haven't actually got any side quests in this level. So at some point, I'm going to have to start a new level which has side quests in, just to show you that. But for now, you know what? Enough dilly-dallying. Let's build some aquariums. Alright, cool. Oh, I like... Fuzzy Dwarf is cool. Need some feeding skill, though, so I might have to be careful about who we're going to get to feed it. Congeners only, so... Basically, it has to be with lionfish and scorpionfish. Quite like that. Could go tubular sponge, be declined. Let's go fuzzy dwarf, whatever. And we're about to unlock this pump. Okay, and now I feel more like happy that it's not like buggy. I'm actually happy to like extend this aquarium and like go do some stuff. Alright, so what do we want to build next, guys? Okay, I think most of these we've got in. I'm not sure if we've got any panther groupers yet. Oh man, I can't wait. I need to put like a window which just lists all your fish with a little icon so you can just see it at a glance. Okay, we've got no panther groupers. Like sortable table, so you can like click on the species and it will sort it by alphabetically. Oh man, I want to put that in so much, but I'm concentrating on stuff that's actually gameplay affecting, whereas this is just like user interface. But we got these. Did we make any red tails yet? Ooh, maybe we could put some red tails in. And we can put some longhorn cowfish in too. We got a lot. Wow, look at all this stuff. Okay, let's do some red-tailed butterfly fish. So I think let's make a really big reef tank, which we're gonna have like a load of different stuff in. I think this is good. We got loads of money. So let's do another tank. I think we just go deep tank again. We just keep up with our kind of corridor thing. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. I want to make it deeper. We gotta go deeper. Oh yeah, this is a big old tank. Now, warning, it's going to be a bitch to heat. Am I allowed to say that word? I think I'm allowed to say that word. I mean, I can say anything I want, but I try to keep this video pretty family friendly, you know? Oh look, I've done this. I bet you guys, no one seemed to ever comment on this, or maybe I just like blocked it out of my memory because it was too hurtful. But I've actually put all the different equipment in their own little slots because, oh my god, that was so difficult to read this menu. The final thing I need to do is like sort it by tech level, because like why the hell is the basic filter here? It should be here, and then the power filter and the large filter. But hey, give me a break, guys. Come on. We're gonna make this one tropical. We can attach it straight to the back. We'll leave a little... You know what? This is actually gonna... Let's give ourselves a little bit of a hand. Let's do it like this. Okay. Because then we can use lots of 2x1s and then they'll still be able to access them. We might even want to put like a little toolbox. Actually, we don't need to do a toolbox because Fred basically does all of our fixing. So, okay. if we add a animal with something else I've added, it should automatically tell us what the heating requirement is. It looks like we're already actually hitting it, 90 out of 80, that's okay then. So we'll definitely go for some of these red tails. Now these guys eat stony corals, they eat other inverts, they eat green pellets, that's a good thing. So these guys are pretty simple actually, these are pretty good. Oh, I've added this is like the prestige rating. I don't know, I might mess around with this a little bit, but like, you now just get told like how much prestige they're going to be worth when a guest enjoys them. So it's just a bit simpler. You got like these start off with your ones, there's your first 2, 1, 3. Oh, and I've changed that too. Okay, so now it's based on basically the difficulty of the animal, whereas before it was based on some other stuff. I've kind of tweaked how that difficulty is calculated, and it's very much based on how many requirements that they have and how big they are. So like this red-tailed butterfly, it's getting a certain amount from being this size. It's getting quite a lot of its prestige or difficulty by this water quality. It's getting a bit from the green pellet, a little bit from these annoying things you have to deal with. Anyway, it's just a hell of a lot better. It's a much fairer system now, and it actually like you properly get rewarded for looking after difficult animals. So that's 25 out of 80. So we could put all sorts of stuff in here. These groupers are going to eat things. So I think we're not going to have those. Now, if we kept to size 5 or above, we could actually have these coral groupers in. Let's definitely put some longhorn cowfish in here. These guys don't seem to have any requirements, otherwise they would have popped up. These guys are wimps, so we can't put any bullies in now. That's just precluded us from doing that. I mean, I still like this guy. Although, how are we doing? Coral grouper, schooling bannerfish. How many people? Yeah, only 5 people are saying anything about coral beauty. This guy I have to put like 1 in every tank because they can't go together. Oh, these reef squirrelfish. What about these guys? Haven't got any of these yet. And that'll give us some nice science, because we're earning way more ecology than science. Oh, I haven't told you about that either, guys. So, yeah, this is going to be a video of a lot of explaining, sorry. Every animal only now generates ecology or science. It's simpler, and it's actually more fun designing your tanks so that you get a good mix. Let's have a little look how we're doing. So this is basically making tons of ecology, no science. This is making lots of ecology, that's very good. This is making a mixture. This is all ecology, no science, okay, no science, loads of science. Wow, this is a good one. Wow, these guys make 55 each when they're fully grown. So yeah, I think we need a bit more ecology, basically. It's definitely a bit harder. The ecology ones are often the speciality fish, so you got to be... these are really good. I got to say the volitons are very, very useful. And they kind of look sciencey, don't they? Because they've got all these like venomous spines and stuff. I don't know if I've shown you this. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted. Right. What are we putting in this here? We can't put any bullies in, but we can put wimps. Oh, we're going to put some reef squirrelfish in, aren't we? These need to be a shoal of at least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just like more generally, I'm just working towards having less like of these requirements in total. Like, because I think at one point I had about 40, so maybe a few less than that, 30 or something like that. But we're going to vary the numbers with these requirements more. Like, again, I think it's interesting, this shoaler number. Different animals will need different amounts. Like I think the bannerfish, they need 6, right? So I think instead of just having like lots of different ones, I think it's actually fun to like you learn them once, but then you have different numbers you have to kind of work with. I think we might put a few more reef squirrelfish in here. The only issue is the cave requirement. It's now up to 6, but I don't mind that. I might even put some more in. Do we want any more black bar soldier fish? Like, what stuff is near the bottom that's not being used very much? No, black bar's quite high up. So this number here is like how many guests have talked about it. So like if that number's low, that means you probably need some more in your aquarium. Like we could actually do with some more volitons. The problem is they eat stuff. Oh, didn't I say I was originally going to go... these are just not quite big enough. If I got rid of the reef squirrelfish and the coral beauty, I could get away with that size. Alright, we won't go for anything that eats stuff. Look at all this stuff that's coming. We could put some hermit crabs in. No, these are... yeah, they're tropical. Okay, cool, cool. So these guys, they actually give you some filter power. I'm not sure if I've explained that to you before. They're a scavenger, okay? Here, scavenger. So they don't contribute to bioload, and they're automatically fed as long as anything else is fed in the tank. So that's really useful. Plus, they give you a bit of filter power. I think the bad thing is they don't have quite as high kind of prestige rating, because you kind of got to balance them a bit. They get quite a high rating, water quality rating as well. They're a crustacean, so we can't put them in with anything that eats crustaceans. Yeah, luckily those don't eat crustaceans. Yeah, let's definitely put a load of these guys in. Oh yeah, tank is full. Okay, so now we've made that. Let's satisfy the aquascaping requirements. Now we just need like 3 plants, which is like nothing at all. And then we need some rocket rocks. Rocket rocks? Sorry, I don't mean rocks, I mean caves. Okay. So we should already have some more options for those things, but I just haven't added them to the game yet. So, sorry that I'm always showing you the exact same, like, scenery. You know, I'm just getting a little bit of distortion on this sound. It's probably because of my, video capture software, so I'm just gonna knock that down a little bit, so I don't want to, like, it to hurt your ears. Oh my god, look at these beautiful guys. I love this this red tail. He used to be a much later fish, but I brought him a lot earlier now. Look at that. I mean, that is, look at the point value of that tank. It is huge. Yeah, that'll do it. It just feels a lot more satisfying, like generating the points now. I don't know. I like the fact that you've got just ecology or science ones, so it's a bit easier to kind of work it out. You might even be able to hear these crustaceans walking around if we are quiet enough. They just make this little scuttle sound. They did do it there, but it was pretty quiet. Alright, let's make this place even bigger. Okay, what's the next thing? We've got these fuzzy dwarfs coming. Is there anything that we literally don't have in our aquarium yet? We've got the Arabian panther grouper. I think we need to make some panther groupers. Yeah. Okay, the next tank is going to be one with, like, fish eaters in. So we're going to have to make it a bit, kind of friendly to that. Let's make this a corner. And I think I talked about this last week, but obviously something I could do if I wanted to was, like, I could go back and actually replace a lot of my earlier tanks with deep tanks, because you can see that we can fit so much more stuff. And thank goodness, because I bet you guys are screaming at the monitor. I haven't actually done this. Now this has no filter power, and therefore, apparently, it will end up with a estimated final water quality of 214 million? Nope. 2,147,483,648% minus in 372,826 days and 8 hours. Well, thanks for calculating that for me, game. That's really useful. Yeah, okay. I thought I fixed that, like, ages ago. Now, we got the skimmer. We're definitely going to add a skimmer to this. I think we're going to need, like, large filter. 68. You know what it should also do? This should say, like, what percentage it needs, what the minimum out of all of your guys is. That would be really useful. So I think it's 70. Yeah, we need to hit 70. So we just need a little bit more filter power. So that's a shame. I have to add a little basic filter. Oh no, or some rocks. I forgot about that. Rocks. And then, of course, yeah, we can unlock more rocks. And, sorry, just talking about the scenery again. Like, we have different types of rocks, which will have, like, higher filter powers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of, like, scenery stuff that needs to come in. Oh dear, not quite enough. I wonder about making the plants offer a slightly different type of filter power, because later we're going to learn this one, which is nitrate reacting. So you have nitrate reactors which drag the nitrates out the water, because very sensitive fish will actually get hurt by that. And actually plants eat nitrates for a living. So, well, for living. So actually we could give a teeny weeny bit of nitrate reacting, maybe on certain plants, like plants with lots of leaves. But maybe those plants also need, like, strong lights, so we could have a bit of a give and a take. But that would give more options for, like, how you're going to actually reach this final estimated water quality. We're not quite there yet. 69%. That's super frustrating. Oh, I'm just gonna... Alright guys, we're gonna min-max. Should we just see if we can, like, get rid of one of these plants? No, both these plants. Replace it with a tall plant. and then add one final rock. Oh, I thought that would do it. Okay, the next thing we have to do is replace some of these small rocks, even though it offends me to put two rocks next to each other that look identical. Because the medium rock is worth slightly more. 70! Okay. Flipping. Okay, let's make this next one, and then I'm going to have to wrap it up, guys. If I am enjoying this, I might record 2 back-to-back today. Here is the panther grouper, so we're going to toss some of these in. So now, here, I think... Not sure if this used to come up. I think it came up. Yeah, this jumps straight up and tells you what the requirement is in terms of heating. You know what, let's put loads of panther groupers together. How many of these caves can we fit in now? Not enough money? Oh, guys, I spent all my money. Oh, dear. Okay, unpause. You guys will be okay. It's just, you know, you're just sitting in water that's not the right temperature. That's fine, right? They don't mind not having a cave. They're fine. And I haven't actually, like, hired any new staff, so I'm not sure if the staff will be able to kind of get around to do this stuff. Might need to do a little bit of updating on the zones. We've got a little bit of performance problems as well. I need to do some optimization. It's actually, the problem is actually with the animations of the people and the fish. It's when I blend them together. I do a load of a load of mathematics on the positions of the vertices when I blend two animations together, and I do that dynamically, and that causes some problems. So I'm gonna have to be a little bit more have to be a bit lighter on how much I blend together. I'm going to get this oblique line dotty back because it's a small animal, and I want to just see what the next small one is, and it's kind of like getting in the way because I keep not getting it. And it is useful to get these small ones. It's quite easy to pop in. So getting a little bit more money. I'm more interested in getting this place, getting the filters for this place rather than the caves. So these guys don't need too much. They need 55. Okay, let's make it a low water quality place as well. Oh, did I say I've moved I've moved the tools and the not the tools, like the staff equipment and the food into this menu down here. And you know what I also realized? I didn't actually put a load of stuff out for these guys, so I bet my staff are taking forever. Oh, I keep going to the wrong place. So yeah, playing a little bit shoddily, guys. It's been quite a long day, a little tired. Oop, let's turn that around. But I know some of you guys are like screaming out for like more gameplay on this, and I know the vlogs have been a little bit like slow last few weeks, so I'm gonna try and do a few more. Okay. Ooh, porcupine puffer, pretty exciting. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.